180 miles northeast of Dutch Harbor, the Aleutian Ballad is jogging through 40-foot seas and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Captain Jerry Tilley is at the helm, but fishing in this weather is impossible, so the crew has sought shelter below deck.
How's it looking, Chief? Unbelievable. We wouldn't have any current problem, but evidently I was wrong.
Captain Jerry is deeply focused on the large swells ahead, when suddenly a massive rogue wave the size of a 5-story building has sideswiped the boat. Rogue waves up to 100 feet high often appear without warning in mid-ocean. The 60-foot ball of water which smashed into the 100-foot fishing boat turned it completely on its side, causing the engines to shut down because of a sudden drop in oil pressure. The camera continues to record as the crew struggles to gain control of their boat.
Power?
The engines are dead. The power is out.
Holy.
Chief, we got no steering. Got no steering. You auxiliary die?
You got slack tank. Oh, you okay?
Amazingly, the boat rights itself. Captain Jerry is able to fire up the engine and restore power.
I thought we hit a rock. Or another boat. Now we got no computer. It knocked the computer out.
Below deck, sleeping crew members have been tossed from their bunks. Now they try to assess the damage.
That wave was so huge.
But you know, I don't want to be part of this. I ran to the dog fence. I smelled it go over. I just woke up, but I was able to catch myself. That was gnarly, dude.
The captain's daughter, Nicole, has been injured.
She got thrown into the cabin there.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she's okay. How's that arm?
It's good, I just can't bend it.
Wow. Maybe you shouldn't for a while. This is where Nicole broke the cabinet door with her body.
It's unbelievable. I've never taken a break like that in all my days. That's just a 30-year wonder there. It's unbelievable. I've heard talk of rogue waves, but I've never seen one. Boy, I'll tell you, if that wasn't a rogue wave, I'll leave my shorts. I got visions of life crap, I tell you what. I mean, these waves here, they're huge, but they're not nothing to worry about. It's not like that's a damn man-killer. That was a serious hit. That probably would have killed the ordinary man.
Yeah.
That was one hell of a wave.
Oh, man.
The damage in the wheelhouse and the galley are not the only wounds left by the rogue wave. On deck, the sorting table lies on its back, and a 20-foot section of deck has been torn out. This boat is lucky to have survived the tremendous pressures exerted by the weight of the breaking water. Now, the Aleutian Ballad will limp back to port for repairs.
came to Alaska in 1982 and started commercially fishing out here. He spent his whole adult life up there. He's done every fishing you can do up here out the Bering Sea up and down the West Coast. He's here to share those life experiences with you on board today. Thanks for being here, guys. This young man right here, this is Andy Pitter.
What's up? Yeah, man.
What's up here, Andy? Hell, over. Randy came to Alaska the very first time when he was 17 years old, started commercially fishing. He's been all the way out on the Aleutian Ballad as far as you can go. The next stop is Russia. He has been all the way out there. It's been a long time out there. Fished all over the Bering Sea, up and down the West Coast, done every fish he can do. And he's here to share his life experiences with me on board today. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Captain. Thanks for being here, guys.
Let's go, yeah, Sean! Sean's one of the engineers always get here on time, which does an amazing job. She used to work for Tour Brand X in this town. She made that tour #1. We did not like that, so we hired her. She got us to #1. Thank you, Sean. Okay.
It's way more than it should have. You get to share this experience with them. If you're asked to surf, have surf, gonna surf, whatever, I would like to take a minute and thank you very much. The reason I do that, I was never asked to go, I never volunteered to go, and I'm too old to go. Today, I have 6 grandchildren to do today. This is probably not exactly what you're expecting, but this is a what we call a conical pot or dome pot. And it's used for a lot of different reasons. One of the main reasons that you're going to see a pot like this is that you can put a lot more pots on the boat. If we were to actually be fishing this, we would have left it on the hook, we wouldn't have used a launcher. We would have slid either a toad or a table under it, and I would have popped this, and the whole bottom opens up. Then we just slide it over here, do the same thing with the next one, put it right on top of it, and they stack up like bowls in your covering. So, like a smaller boat that can only hold maybe 10 or 12 of those 6x, you can put 100 of these, 150 on. You can stack them up 15 or 20 high. And that's the name of the game. Whoever has the most gear usually wins. So. These are box crabs. I'm going to get them out, I'm going to show them to you, and I'm going to show you how to hold them. And then you're going to hold them. Yeah. So these are box crabs, BOX. There's a ton of them around here. They're very interesting. The way to hold them is just about like a sandwich. Right here at the bottom, just hold it. They can only reach down to the top of that point on their flap, so as long as your fingers are down here, you're good. Like I say, the girls will be bringing some up top, and we'll be passing them out down here. And these other crabs, now these are paradise. These are tanner crabs, these are paradise subspecies. These are a little different. You hold them like that, and they can reach right back and get you. These guys you have to hold by the legs like this. What's this? We did all right. This is, like I say, you're going to see all this pot, very little product in the bottom. But there's over a pound in there, $17 a pound. Remember, two 24-year-old kids, those just come one after another. Boom, boom, boom. Won't see that would be a big deal. Not anything but 24, I'll tell you that. I ain't going to speed that thing up because I'm going home with all my fingers.
There's shrimp in there.
That's good fish. That's good fish. Come on, baby.
Oh, great big starfish. Oh.
Yeah. Sounds good, Cap. What do you guys think of my deckhand?
Oh, yeah.
Tell you what, if they looked like that in the Baltic Sea, I'd still be there. They look like me and Big D. There you go, D. Yes, thank you.
There's a shrimp. Look at the size of that shrimp.
I'm gonna tub them all. Right up there.
Those you're gonna keep.
What is on?
Yeah, I got a jumper.
What? It's a fish head. Bait.
Bait.
Really down. Just when you hold them, just kind of right behind the head. You don't have to hold hard. And they will flip their tail. Just watch out for that one horn on the front of it. It's a little bit pointy. But if they'll flip their tail, the pressure will be fine. They won't cause too much grief. Girls will be bringing some by.
Is that a lobster or is it?
Size.
That's the. Oh.
That's as big as they get?
Yep, that's as big as they get.
What do you do with those? Nothing.
Put them in an aquarium.
Yeah. He's cute.
This real time, that's a big deal. It's with their blessing. You know, the owners, they go over there, they meet with the council. I mean, it's the real deal. You have the Indian council around the table, and you hammer this stuff out. That's what exactly you guys going to be doing. Okay, we'll allow that. Please try not to, devastate our resources. Little as damage as possible. We understand there will be mortality, but please try to keep it up. So that's what we do. We try to get everything right back to water. The most important thing to you guys is that you see us run the equipment, be this close to the equipment. That's what you're not going to get to show. It's not what we actually catch. We can't sell it at night time.
That another. You throw a fish over. It's up on top.
How big a problem is theft? People coming out and hitting your nets.
How big of a problem is it people coming out and hitting our gear and stuff? If you're in the daylight, not a real problem. At night, you're fishing a heavy area. Yeah, your gear gets cut off and stuff. People always ask about pirating. No, you don't see a lot of it. You will see some. And the truth be known, as far as the law goes, we take care of that ourselves. There's no way you're going to argue that out with the fishing game, with state cops, Hey, I know he's pulling my gear. Nah, you really don't. But if you find out and prove it, you used to take care of it yourself.
Yeah.
It's just going to roll it off the boat.
I will tell you, you do not see it in the very seed. The reason for that, it's already hardened up to do this job. You got time to pull somebody else's 750-pound pot. Okay. Run that risk. It just doesn't happen. designed to go along with these 4 plots, but imagine setting 100 of these in 6 minutes. That boat's scooping right along. Getting up to 45 pounds, get another 2 feet out of it. That's when it's time to go home.
How much money would you bring in for one of those?
How much money was one of these? The fishermen got about $10.25 a pound this year, just to give you an idea. Average weight was 7.2 pounds, so you guys do the math. Typically, a fair size crab is going to be $100 bills.
Yeah, it's probably 9 or 10.
And how many would a ship bring in? Like how many could you
Anywhere
hold?
from 40 to 50,000 pounds to 6 crab, depending who's at the wheel. How we doing for time?
So they busted open with this, and on this side, this is just serrated. They call that a cutter claw. So he'll tear the meat of the clam up and just feed it into his mandibles and stuff. But these guys are susceptible to predators. Like Andy said, when they're young, they're very susceptible. But when they're old, they're pretty susceptible too, because their biggest nemesis is the octopus. And there's octopuses everywhere, there's crab. And what an octopus will do is he'll come, swarm over this whole crab, and they have one hard part on him, and that's his beak. Poke it right in that shell, and then he secretes an enzyme that actually liquefies all the meat in this crab, and he just drinks it out. It's like a crab slurpee. No, that's what it's like, and all you get, you'll open the pot, and there's just an empty shell. It weighs like what it should, nothing. It doesn't weigh anything. But they do have one defense against that. And that is, say an octopus grabs this guy's leg, he can do what we call kick a leg. He tightens up this joiner muscle right here, and that leg will just pop right off. So the octopus, he gets a meal, and the crab gets to live for another day. Well, the crab will regrow that leg. It'll take them probably about 4 to 5 molts. First molt is going to come back about the size of my pinky. And then, like, the next time will be 3 times that size. And by the 3rd or 4th, it'll start matching up with the rest of its extremities. It just moves on.
I know we eat the legs, but what do they do with the rest of the body and stuff?
There's actually quite a bit of meat in this body.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So that
where all
goes
the
to
joints are. Yeah, you probably eat a lot of meat. That's about all I got, Andrew. If you need more, Google's a wonderful place.
Yeah. And it's all true on the internet, right?
Right.
Okay, the reason they're in this tank is simply this. We have one of those Bering Sea king crab pots we're going to pull up and share with you. We would put 15, 16 of these guys in there. It's very impressive. We land that pot, there'd be 9 live crab. Pile of shells here. 45-pound octopus. Look right at you. Yeah, weird, huh? It was like that when I came in. No, it wasn't. They think it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. So what we did was we thought, you know what? It would take between 600, 700, and 800 of these things to make it through from May 1st to September 30th to make sure everybody got the same experience. Now, natural predation, circle of life, we were okay with it. But 3 years ago, the guys got together and said, enough's enough. Let's try to clean things up. Let's put a chiller on board. Let's leave the crab on board. We'll mimic his environment and see what we can do for cutting down our numbers. But if we do that, the pot's going to be empty. Yeah, you're right. We can't pull an empty pot. Those same guys got together and they came up with some stuff. I guarantee you it will capture your attention. You will not be looking at an empty pot. Also, you're going to see some colorful tags on this pot when it breaks out of the water. Look past those for right now. Concentrate on meeting Big D, what we're telling you about that pot and how these things work. You cannot just build a big steel cage and throw it over the side. That's the meat requirement. We're going to go through that. We're going to give you the nuts and bolts of how one of these things work. Right now, let's go see what we put in there for your viewing pleasure. Anybody want to guess?
Blow up dog.
Doing. Big D, he's coiling up those buoys. If we were actually fishing, he could be measuring
bring crab. He could be cleaning bait jars. You gain all these seconds. When this thing came out, it was a game changer. It might take your 4-man crew and temporarily make it a 5-man crew. You do a month and a half's worth of fishing, and you're making up all those seconds Big E's doing over there, you might pull 300-400 pots more than anybody else. So this thing paid for itself. Quite the invention. Captains love it. It doesn't whine. You don't have to pay it. You don't have to go to the bar looking for it. It's bolted right to the deck. King coiler. For that thing, Big E would have to stay right there. He could never move. He'd sit there and make those pretty little coils. Lots of me. Already.
Oh man, I would have had the blow up dog.
Okay, you've got their thing. Because he's anticipating the guy's next move. The hydro guy's going to snap this thing up. It's 12, 14-foot seas. This thing's rolling all over the place. He is actually going to stand this up straight up and down. I won't do it. I still get the willies. I just get them out. We don't need any incidents on tour. Straight up down, shake that handle, the whole rail flexes. 750 pounds is what that pot weighs. 30,000 pounds of pressure. You forget these two little pieces of steel, you know what happens. There's a 22-year-old kid over there, and all he wanted to do was come up and cash in on the gold rush, and you smashed it. You've got to have your A game when you're doing this. Have you ever been that close to a Bering Sea king crab pot double action? Yeah. No. Kind of makes up for the big crap, huh? Yeah. All right, let's get moving. Coming down, D. And you'll notice Andy does what he's doing here. He would do that even if you weren't here. That's 30,000 pounds of pressure this thing generates. Whatever you get caught in there probably is going to break off. So I like to know exactly what he's doing over there. Well, again, he said, this is set up for king crab. You see this door just flaps loosely, opens up to a 9-inch by 30-inch opening. That's what you're allowed for king crab. That's big enough they can get in. You come around here and you can see this bigger web down here. This is called a king panel. A 6.5-inch mesh, and that way, when you do set it for, 30 to 50 hours while it's soaking, females, smaller crabs, they got a chance to work their way out. So when you dump it on the table, you don't have to store quite as many. Most everything you have is illegal to keep. But that, this is 750 pounds, but it's also $1,000. Right up, at $1,000, we're going to fish 300 up for king crab. We're not going to buy 300 more to go fish the snow crab, the tanners and the opelios. But we are going to fish them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this door flap, we're going to wire it right there so that the king crab can't get in, but the smaller tanner crabs can. And then we're going to come over here and we got to deal with this. Well, what this is a tanner board. And you can see it's zip tied up here on these rods. We'll cut that loose, drop it down, and zip tie it down in the lower position, and that way the smaller crabs can't get out. So now we've just turned this king crab pot into a tanner pot. And we're ready to go. We might just have to change the line on it and go fishing. But this pot is made out of steel and nylon, and you'll notice it's got zincs up here. Anytime you put steel in salt water, you create some level of electrolysis. Well, it doesn't take very much of a current for these guys to feel it. They'll come right up, and if this is a hot pot, they'll touch that and walk away. So this zinc stops that, but it also makes the pot last. The zinc will rot away before the pot does, before it even starts to, rust. So you're going to lose pots. Somebody's going to run over your buoys. You're going to have a couple of lines are going to get together and chafe. Your buoys are going to break off. The ice, you're going to be too close to the ice pack. It's going to come down and tear buoys up. you're going to lose some pots throughout the course of the season. Well, if you got a steel pot with nylon, that thing's going to become what they call a ghost pot. Just keep fishing. Whatever goes in, its next job is to become bait. It's just going to stay in there, and that pot's going to fish. And this is something that I'm really proud of these guys. In fact, about 40 years ago, the guys in Baltic Sea got together and they just cut an 18-inch hole in the side of this trap, and they sewed that up with 100% cotton twine. We call it rotten cotton. So now it's going to just stay there fishing. After 30, maybe 35 days, that cotton will rot out. Saltwater just eats it up. And then it just becomes more of a hotel than a cave. And actually, if you watch the show, you'll see, guys, I mean, you won't see it on this side. We put it on this side for you, but we have it on that side too. You'll see guys grab the side of the pot and shake it like this almost all the time if they've been fishing for a little while. And that's what they're doing. They're checking the rotten cotton. If it breaks in their hand, they would much rather have it break in their hand so they can replace that cotton than have it break when it's down there and let it catch out. So after these pots have been in the water for a couple of weeks, you're going to see guys tugging on the side of that trap a lot. That's it. That's a grub pot.
Yeah. Once again, you know enough now to go buy some crab pots.
Go get a boat.
In a boat, you're crab fishermen. You might not even get in trouble by the law. Okay, pot was going to be empty. Something else happened that summer that we didn't anticipate. One of the relief captains on here, Captain Terry Barkley, his brother fishing off the Oregon, Washington, California coast. He was off the Oregon coast when his boat rolled over. His crew was on the back deck. He was trapped in the wheelhouse. He perished. Terry flew back up after he got his affairs in order, got his composure, came up. It was a really mournful time for all of us. And one day we came out on the pot, and it had all the fake crab, but there was one buoy tag in the middle, and nobody knew what was going on. And it's like, what's going on here? And it said, loving memory of my brother, Captain Jerry Tex Barkley. It had the date, and it was pretty touching. And one of the things you don't realize with fishermen is we don't have the structure that a lot of people have. We don't have the 401ks and stuff. Typically, we go season to season, and everything we can do, and it's feast and fathom. So, as we're going through this, and we're talking about it, we realize there is a Fisherman's Memorial Fund, and how we could be a part of that. These tags you see, they're going to be on all of our gear. They accumulate in the fishing communities all over the place. They're hard to get rid of. And we thought, you know what? That's pretty cool what Terry did. Maybe we could help out with the community where that took place. We'll offer up the tags to our guests. If you want to put somebody on there, a loved one or something, anything at all. And do a donation of whatever. We'll take those donations, we collect them. The first year we did this, when we did it for Terry, was $17,000 we had got to give to the Charleston Fisherman Memorial Fund. And it gets distributed everywhere. I mean, the things it covers, you get a 35-year-old guy that owns his own boat, he rolls the thing over, doesn't come home. Yes, it's going to help out with house payments and stuff. You're going to get some organization and structure to that house. You're going to do medical, dental, things of this nature, and actually even schooling. So, it sounds like something you want to be a part of. There's tags up front. There's tags in the galley. You talk to those girls. Very proud of it. It's been a lot of fun. Right now, we're going to get this crab pot back in the water. You see the line Big E's handling here? Those colors, they don't mean anything. All right? Stuff's made all over the world, different manufacturers. But there's two very distinct lines we're using. One of them is floating line, poly. We want it on that steel trap so it floats away. It doesn't chafe off in a storm. We don't want to lose that $1,000. The other, nylon, sink. Put that on the buoy so it sinks straight away. Captain Derek's got to drive up there so we can grapple it. We don't want it floating on the surface. There's a pair of 3408 cats down in the basement of this thing pushing 400 horse.
You get that line in there, it will shut them down. All right, you ready, D?
Great. Okay, I hope you're ready, man.
All right, dogs are off. Pot's going, D. That'll get your attention. Even the calm water's a dead day. You want to be careful, man. I get hung up in that thing. 750 pounds, a million pounds of steel, fuel, bait, groceries, guys going the opposite direction. Snatch my 130-pound carcass right over the ridge.
130 pounds.
How do you get paid on what it is? These things don't get paid pounds off the end of the version chain. Now the reason that he's in that barrel is simply this. You remember when I said they come up and they eat our show? You're going to eat our show. You're going to be part of our show, all right? We got this guy in the prawn pots. We put him in the tank. We bring him over to this bay. Put him in the barrel so we can share it with you guys. And it has a second purpose as well. It's kind of a timeout. We want them to think about what they've done. We hold on to them for a few days. We rotate them in. We catch them all the time. We release them right back here in this bay. Now, the Pacific octopus. Unbelievable things going on with this. I want to throw something out here. This animal has 9 brains. Did anybody know that? You did? You knew it had 9 brains? Okay. All right.
Has a brain in each tentacle.
Don't steal my thunder, okay? 9 brains, 3 hearts. His blood is copper-based. It's translucent. It's kind of an aqua color. He can see in color. He can change his color. He can change the texture of his skin. It just goes on and on. They put him in a maze-like situation in some of these bigger aquariums. It might take him 3-4 hours to navigate the maze. He gets to the end, there's 2 jars. One has a red lid, one has a blue lid. He opens the red lid, there's nothing in it. The blue lid, he opens it up, there's a little crab. He eats the crab. They put him in the tank. They wait a couple days. They put him back in the maze out of curiosity. He goes straight to the blue jar. He deletes all the wrong moves. Unbelievable. Taste recognition in the suction cups. All right? He's walking along the bottom, rock, coral, boom, crab. And he'll pull himself right up over that thing. Is that not crazy? You can tell a male and a female. It's very easy to sex these animals. Go right between the eyes, facing in, third leg to the right. If there are suction cups all the way to the end, then in fact it's a female. If not, it's a male. You got a female there. Yeah. All right? There is so much stuff. You get bored on that ship and you've got Wi-Fi. Google giant Pacific octopus. Man, it's amazing. They can't cross the DNA with anything else on the planet. We know more about the stars than space as we do this thing. All right, into the barrel he goes. Wearing his glasses. He's not going to be in there by himself, though. That would just be rude. He's got friends. Dinner? We like to think of it as a sleepover. Prawns are never thrilled about a sleepover. But we don't get any complaints, do we, Big D? Never. Not from the clam, or from the prawn. Hanging it home, Captain. We identified her as a female. Get this, female, they lay their eggs in a little cavern. They'll blow clean oxygenated water over them to keep them healthy. 180 days. Go on, Big D. 180 to 188 days before that gestation takes place. She doesn't leave them. She's there the whole time. When those things hatch out, she's active. Her body has just consumed itself. Those hatchlings, they actually, one of the first meals they have is the bacteria from that body.
Not that big of a sacrifice, though, because the male actually spends himself during the fertilization.
And he's done also.
Oh, man. So what else?
Just thought I'd say that. I like to balance this out.
Like me.
Didn't know that. Didn't know I needed to share it, Big D. No, that's awesome. Okay,
I regret to inform you we've come to the end of our festivities.
Aww.
But I'm concerned anyway. I can see it in your faces. Too bad you out here a couple hours. Too bad you away from that buffet for far too long. Getting hungry. Not to worry. Aside from helping us, how about those galley girls, huh? Yeah.
Thank